What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Sid B. We got the NBA season swiftly approaching, so I wanted to go ahead, get out my early predictions on who's going to win what award. I want to start off by saying that this took me a little bit longer than I anticipated because I wrote down like potential candidates for each award, and I was gonna just choose when the time came, which is now. But the thing is, once I was writing out the candidates, it just kept going because I was like, oh, but I would think of someone like, oh, he can probably potentially get this award too. So it's a lot of talent in the NBA, man. I want to be specific. A lot of talent. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are good. They are talented. Some players don't know what to do with that talent, but that's a story for another day. Anyways, we narrowed it down to about 3 to 4 candidates for each. Excuse me. We narrowed it down to about 3 to 4 candidates for each award. So we're gonna choose the recipient of that award when we get to it. We got first 6th man of the year. Oh, also, hopefully y'all, we sound a little bit better. We look a little bit more crisper. It's not a little fuzzy. Hopefully everything good. But hey, man, we know what I'm saying. We doing our thing. We trying out here. We trying. But hey, we going back to the video. 6th man of the year. We got 3 candidates for this award. It depends on what they roster, like what people do with their rosters. I will say that because who we got? We got the obvious. Jordan Clarkson. He looks like he's the next guy up to be that 6th man. That's a perfect role for him out there in Utah. Just come off the bench, put up points. That looks like the favorite. However, I have a couple of candidates that have been, one candidate that have been eyeing this award, and I think he really wants it, and that's Derrick Rose. For anybody that knows me, they know that I'm a Derrick Rose stan. That I'm completely biased when it comes to Derrick Rose. I will let you know that right now. I don't think he's going to win their award. Only because, like I said, Clarkson, he just looks like that's the role for him to play. Like it was, 6th man was the award, like Jamal Crawford, or not Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford. I believe that's his name. Nigga with the handles. I think that's like, for me, that's personally the greatest 6th man of all time. Lou Williams has a case to be made for it, but me personally, Jamal, he's that dude, man. I love watching Jamal play, so that's my number 1 6th man of the year all time. Him or Manu Ginobili. But see, with Manu, he wasn't always a 6th man. He was the starter for a good little bit in San Antonio. So yeah, it's out of them two. I'll go with Jamal Crawford though. So 6th man. Another potential candidate for that award is Jordan Poole with the Warriors. He looks really well. He's playing really well in the preseason. I always thought he was a good prospect coming out of college, and when he went to the Warriors, I was like, oh, they got another one. So I mean, I think people should keep their eye on him because he's also in a good role. If Clay's coming back, he would 100%. No, I'm sorry. If Clay doesn't come back, he will be in the running for most improved player. But yeah, I'm gonna say at the end of the day, the person who receives that award is gonna be Jordan Clarkson, because I mean, he's young. He has all the tools. Yeah, I'm gonna go with him, Jordan Clarkson. He's gonna get that award. Next up, we have Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, I'm gonna say this. If Rudy Gobert wins the Defensive Player of the Year again, I'm just not gonna take that award seriously. Like, I'm not gonna hold any weight to that award.
Bruh.
It's no way in the world you can tell me Rudy Gobert was the best defensive player for like 3 years in the entire NBA. It's no way nah. You're not telling me that. I refuse to believe that there's any universe where Rudy Gobert is that guy. It's not happening. So I'm not even putting him on my list. You're not even a candidate, bruh. That's real talk. I'm sorry. Call me biased. Hey, it is what it is. I'm about to go on the rim, but we about to get into the candidates. So one of the candidates, I believe that was robbed from Defensive Player of the Year last year, was Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is more of a perimeter defender, and I think that's what really hurts him when it comes to this award, because nowadays it's just the big man that you see get these awards, will get this award because they can block shots. Like, that blows my mind. Just because you blocking shots every now and then, that doesn't mean that you're the defensive. That's ridiculous to me. But anyways, yeah, man, Ben Simmons, he can defend every position in the NBA. Like I said, I think he was Defensive Player of the Year last year. He didn't get enough credit for it. A lot of people are hating on Ben Simmons as a talent. No, as a player, but as a talent, Ben Simmons can do a lot, man. Ben can do a lot. I know one thing. If the 76ers trade Ben to the Warriors or the Nets, bro, we can hang it up. We don't need to watch the season anymore. If Ben goes to either one of those two teams, it's a lock. They are winning the championship. I promise you. That would be Steph, Clay at the 2. Who would be at? I guess you would put. Oh, well, I guess you're gonna have to trade Wiggins. You would trade Wiggins and maybe like a pick, maybe, because his stock is low. Ben's stock is real low right now, so that's why I'm only saying that. Because if his stock wasn't low, I would think you would have to give up a Wiseman and a Wiggins and multiple picks just to get the trade off. But I think you can keep Wiseman. So that lineup would be Steph, Clay, Ben, Draymond, Wiseman. Bro, it's nothing to talk about. It is nothing to talk about. Then you got Jordan Poole coming off the bench. Man, what we talking about? That's lethal. Kyrie been acting crazy. We getting him out of there with the Nets. That'll leave. You can put Ben at the 1. You can put or James at the 1. They'll be the 1 and the 2. KD at the 3. Ben at the 4. I think you'll put Griffin at the 5. KD at the 4. Joe Harris at the 3 because he can shoot. James, Ben. There's nothing to talk about. But hey, that's just me fantasizing. I don't want that to happen. I want that to be clear. I do not want them to go to either one of those two teams. Maybe the Warriors, because I like their style of play. But we getting off the topic. I'm sorry. Where was we at? I'm sorry, man. Defensive Player of the Year. Ben Simmons is a candidate. I don't think he's going to win the award, only because the league tends to penalize perimeter defenders and reward more big men. So we're gonna go to another person who I believe was robbed the year before. His first year at his new team, that would be Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is a problem on the defensive end. That is a fact. That's not an opinion. He is going to wreck your life on that end of the court. Like, that's just, you can bank on that. Cause he's too long. He's agile for a big. He can jump. Like, he hustles. Like, man, AD is a problem. He really is. Like I mentioned before, I believe he was robbed his first year there. He was clearly my Defensive Player of the Year. I think Giannis won it that year, Giannis is also a candidate for this award. Giannis is always going to be in that conversation only because his attributes, I guess you would say, like his length, he has speed, he can defend, like he's a long defender. I'm not saying he's not a good defender. He is. He 100% is. He should be in the conversation. But I do think he's not necessarily hey, I'm gonna go lock my guy down. Like, I don't believe he's that. I think he's more of a help defender, like playing passing lanes, help defense, block shots, chase down, stuff like that. Kind of like LeBron used to be. Like, LeBron was never, I'm gonna go lock down their best offensive player. He was more of like a help defender. So I would say AD, Giannis, Ben Simmons, and one more I would have to put into this conversation. I don't believe he's gonna win it, but this is one of those players that I was saying it depends on their roster, like how they use their roster. And that's Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba is with the Orlando Magic. Shout out to the Magic. They just traded their all-star center, Vucevic or something like that. I believe Mo Bamba will get a lot more playing time because of that. The Magic did receive Wendell Carter Jr., but he can play either the 4 or the 5, just like Mo Bamba can play either the 4 or the 5. So if he gets more playing time, I personally believe that he will be in the runnings for this award. I don't think he's gonna win it. At the end of the day, or at the end of the year, I believe that award will go to AD. AD will finally get that Defensive Player of the Year. Long overdue, but yeah, I think it's gonna go to AD. So next up, we have Most Improved Player. All right, I like this award only because I like seeing like that next, like one of the younger guys, or not necessarily the younger guys. I just like seeing players take that next step. And Julius Randle was clearly the most improved player last year. Now, I don't know exactly how they judge this award, which is why it was kind of tough for me. So I want to go ahead and throw out the obvious answer for me personally, because once again, I don't know how they judge this. If it's just these person's stats took a huge leap forward, I think one of the clear cut choices would have to be LaMelo Ball. I think LaMelo Ball is going to have a breakout year. He's going to be averaging close to 30 points a game. Close to 30 points a game, maybe like 7-8 assists a game. So I think that's a clear cut answer, but I'm not sure that's what they look at for that award, because a lot of people are predicting that LaMelo's going to be a lot better, which is why it's an obvious choice for me for him to be most improved. Now, if we're going outside of that realm, like someone who's out of our mind, like off the radar, then it gets a little bit more interesting. One person in particular is related to that person that I just named, and that's Lonzo Ball. I think Lonzo Ball is going to have a great season this year. This is a new start for him. He doesn't have a lot of pressure on him. It's just, hey, bro, go do what you do best. Find your teammates and defend to the best of your ability. You don't have to be the leader on this team. You just here to do your job. I think a lot of pressure is taken off Lonzo, and he looked a lot better already last year. He already looked better last year. I like what I seen from him. And I think that's because his brother came in. He was like, hey man, y'all ain't about to, nah, not today. Not today. So I think Lonzo gonna take a big step. He's another candidate. My personal favorite to actually win this award, once again, this is another one of those players that I said it depends on how they use their roster. It's Terrence Mann from the Los Angeles Clippers. Okay, hear me out. Kawhi Leonard is most likely not going to play a lot of the season. He's not going to be playing. So that spot is opened up for someone else on that roster. Who else better to take that position than the guy who stepped up in the playoffs, who was giving y'all 20 plus point games every other game. If you give Terrence, Florida State alum, by the way, if you give Terrence, man, enough minutes, I think his stats are going to shoot up the charts. And I'm not sure what he was averaging beforehand. It can't be a lot. It's no way it's in the double digits. It's no way it's in the double digits. I'm gonna look that up while I talk, but it's no way it's in the double digits. So with that being the case, if you're in the single digits and you give Terrence Mann enough minutes to play, I'm gonna say he can average close to 20 points a game, which is similar to what Julius Randle averaged last year. So I think that's a clear choice for me. Terrence Mann's average per game last year was 5.3 points per game. I think he will almost quadruple that if he gets the playing time. That's why I say it depends on what the coaches tend to do with their minutes and whatnot. If they give him like 30 minutes a game, oh yeah, I think he's going to be the clear cut. He's going to be the clear cut winner of most improved player. It's some more players that I was thinking about, but we gonna move on because I don't want this video to be too long. So we got, what did we do already? We did the sixth man, that's Jordan Clarkson. We did defensive player of the year, which I think is gonna be AD, and we just did most improved, which is Terrence Mann. Number 4, rookie of the year. It's a lot of rookies that's going to play very well. I think it's gonna only come down to 2 though, and that's clearly the number 1 and the number 2 pick. I think it's gonna come down to them 2 that wins the award. Obviously, this is all taking into account that there's no injuries. If it's injuries, obviously it's nothing to talk about. But yeah, I mean, the clear-cut answers are either Cade Cunningham or Jalen Green. It's going to be 1 and 2. However, I want to just mention some names that I feel a lot of people aren't necessarily talking about, that I feel will be in the runnings for it. So, one in particular is from Duke, Jalen Johnson. He went to the Hawks. I wanted the Bulls to take him, but obviously we are trash and we didn't have any picks because we traded. I'm sorry. Anyways, Jalen Johnson, man, I really liked him as a top. I thought he was definitely a lottery pick. I would have took a chance on him definitely in the top 10, maybe even in the top 7. Top 7 picks, I would have took a chance on him. So I think the Hawks found a gem with Jalen Johnson. He does a lot. He's athletic. He can pass the ball. He can shoot for, I think he's 6'9". Man, he looks poised to have a good season this year with that Hawks team that can shoot. I mean, it's going to be like they're going to spread the floor. He's going to have a lot of room to operate. He can hit people. Man, Jalen Johnson's going to have a good year. Anyways, next up, James Bouknight. I didn't know a lot about him until closer up to the draft, and then when I started actually looking at prospects, he might be something. And I think the Hornets, they have a lot of young talent. They give them a lot of playing time just to see who's what. I think a good example of that was Graham. I think he came from Kansas. Graham was a young player. Nobody was talking about him, but he went to the Hornets. They took a chance on him, gave him minutes, and he balled out. I think that's going to be the same type of season that James Bouknight is going to have with the Hornets. So he's going to be in the running as well. Now, it comes down to, like I said, either Cade and Jalen Green. I think if you followed this channel, I think you know where I'm going with it, and that's because I thought he should have went number 1 overall, and I think the rookie of the year will be Jalen Green. Jalen Green looks amazing. He looks amazing, bro. Like, already people can't keep up with his athleticism, but he's looking more polished now as well, setting up defenders, and it's a bigger court, so he has more room to operate. If they could get shooters around him to spread to open up the floor so the lane won't get as congested, man, he gonna have a Luka type season. Like, real talk, man. Not necessarily overall game, but like a splash on type. Like, when Luka came out, it was like, man, this dude already looks like a superstar. Like, already from the jump, people was like, oh, he's gonna be something. I think that's what we're gonna see from Jalen. Not taking nothing away from Cade Cunningham. He looks that he's gonna be good as well. We don't got to get into all of what he's good. He's the #1 overall pick. Everybody knows what he can do. So, with that said, I'm going Jalen Green to win Rookie of the Year. Last but not least, MVP. This always tends to change up, which is why I think it's a good award. I feel they do tend to get it wrong a lot, but not necessarily with the obvious choice that people be thinking about. Like, people want to just give it to LeBron James for no apparent reason, only because they think he's the best player in the league. I don't think that's what this award is. This award is who's contributing to the team the most to get more wins out of the team. I think that's what it necessarily boils down to for me. And with that being said, I got 3 names that can potentially win this award. But it comes down to wins, man. It comes down to wins. One obvious choice for me, I've been preaching on this man for the longest. That's Damian Lillard, bro. If Damian Lillard can get to that maybe number 4 to 3 spot, if he can get the Trailblazers there, maybe if Ben Simmons go over there, help him out, take a little bit of responsibility away from him, I think Damian Lillard will be the MVP this year. Bro, Damian Lillard the truth, dog. That boy is the truth. If you take Damian Lillard off of the Trailblazers, they are the worst team in the NBA. I personally think that's the case. But since he's on it, he gets them he's so essential to what they do. It's ridiculous. We're gonna go away from him. Like I say, Damian is he's up there. Another person, Luka. Bro, Luka can average a 30-point triple-double this year. I honestly think that's in his range. I don't think that's unrealistic at all. I think he can average that, bro. So once again, if he can get those wins up, maybe if they trade for Ben Simmons, maybe get Kristaps up out of there. What do they need? They got shooters. I honestly don't know their team enough to see what they could trade for to actually improve their wins, but it's hard to say that Ben Simmons won't improve their roster. So I think they should be doing as much as they can to get him away from him. So get him away from the Sixers, that is. So Luka, man, I mean, I already told y'all, he's a top 5 player in the NBA, bro. That's just what it is. Like, no cap, bro. No cap, my nigga. Luka's another candidate. The last candidate, I believe, if everybody is healthy and everybody is playing, I'm thinking Steph Curry is gonna come out and take the MVP back this year. I honestly think that because, I mean, he ain't had no help last year, bro. I've been telling niggas from day one, Draymond Green is washed. That nigga's man, people was calling him a Hall of Famer. Okay, for sure. What Charles Barkley? Charles say, hopefully I can find the clip and I'll play it here.
Draymond Green had 9 minutes and 44 seconds of this one before being ejected.
Yeah, this normal triple single.
Charles is, oh my goodness, he the best person on television. Yeah, Steph didn't have no help. Draymond he doesn't do anything but yell at his person that he's defending and kick niggas in the nuts all the time. But I understand that Draymond has a purpose on that team. I'm just saying from a talents perspective, as an overall player, I don't think that Draymond is really capable of doing anything as a player in the NBA by himself. We seen that when he was the guy, when it wasn't Steph, when it wasn't Clay, when it wasn't KD, when it was him. They were the worst team in the NBA. That says something, bro. That really does. So for the people that was calling Draymond a Hall of Famer, I hope they woke up. That they woke up by now. When Steph came back, he averaging what, like 32, 33 points a game last season. Almost took them to the playoffs. They should. Oh my goodness, if they would have beat the Lakers. Oh my goodness. Anyways, yeah, man. I think Steph gonna take the MVP. So at 26 minutes, that was longer than I thought. But yeah, just to recap, we're going Steph with the MVP. We're going Jalen Green with the Rookie of the Year. Anthony Davis with Defensive Player of the Year. Most Improved Player is going to Terrence Mann, Florida State alum. Shout out to him. And then last but not least, Sixth Man of the Year, Jordan Clarkson. That's how I feel. That's the award's going to be given out. I feel pretty comfortable about that. Maybe we'll do another video of who's going to go to the finals, but I think I don't think that's I think it's clear it's either it's going to be the Nets and the Lakers. That if everybody's healthy, once again, I don't think it's nothing to talk about. Those are clearly the two top teams. Now, if, like I said before, if the Warriors get Ben Simmons, then it's going to be a little bit more dicier in the Western Conference. But yeah, I think the Lakers are clearly the best team in the West, and I think the Nets are clearly the best team in the East. So it's no need to do a video on that. But if y'all want it, let me know down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I think that's it, man. Till next time, we out.